In a grand and opulent kingdom, there lived a ruler named King Midas. Renowned across lands for his vast wealth, Midas had everything a man could desire: palaces filled with treasures, sprawling gardens blooming with rare flowers, and loyal subjects who praised his rule. Yet, despite his riches, Midas was never content. His heart was consumed by an insatiable hunger for more. Gold, in particular, was his obsession. He saw it not only as a symbol of wealth but as the pinnacle of life's rewards. One crisp morning, Midas sat in his gilded throne room, staring at a golden statue of a lion. Though the statue was a marvel of craftsmanship, Midas sighed. How magnificent it would be, he mused, if the entire world turned to gold at my touch. That evening, Midas wandered through his gardens, lost in thought. He came upon an old man cloaked in robes that shimmered like sunlight on water. The stranger greeted him warmly. "King Midas," said the man, his voice deep yet melodic, "your generosity to weary travelers has reached the ears of the gods. I have come to grant you one wish." Midas's heart raced with excitement. Here was the opportunity he had always dreamed of. Without hesitation, he declared, "I wish for everything I touch to turn to gold." The man's expression turned somber. "Are you sure? Such a gift could bring unforeseen consequences." Midas said, "There is no greater blessing than gold. Grant my wish." The man sighed but nodded. "Very well. At sunrise, your wish shall be granted." With a flash of light, the mysterious figure vanished. The next morning, Midas awoke with a sense of exhilaration. Testing his newfound power, he reached for the bedpost, and instantly, the wood transformed into solid gold. Laughing with delight, he ran through the palace, touching everything in sight. Chairs, tables, vases, and even the doors shimmered as they turned into dazzling gold. He moved to the gardens, where he touched a rose bush. The vibrant red roses became golden blossoms. Though they lost their fragrance and softness, Midas didn't care. What use is their scent when they can shine forever? He thought. The people of the kingdom marveled at their ruler's gift, though some whispered among themselves, wondering if such a power might be a curse in disguise. At noon, Midas sat down for his meal, but to his dismay, as soon as he picked up a loaf of bread, it turned to gold. He tried to drink wine, but it too transformed into a golden liquid, solid and undrinkable. Panic set in as he realized he could not eat or drink, before he could fully grasp the implications. His young daughter ran into the room, her laughter like a melody. She had been his greatest joy in life, a constant source of love and happiness. "Father!" she exclaimed, rushing to embrace him. "No, stop!" Midas cried, but it was too late. As her arms wrapped around him, her soft skin turned cold and rigid. In an instant, she had become a golden statue, frozen in mid-motion, her smile forever etched into the gleaming surface. Midas collapsed to his knees, tears streaming down his face. His greed had cost him the one thing he truly loved. The joy he had felt that morning now turned to despair. Overcome with regret, Midas ran to the garden, falling to the ground. He called out to the mysterious figure. His voice filled with anguish. "Please, take this curse away. I was blind to what truly matters. I thought gold would bring me happiness, but it has only brought misery." The deity reappeared, his face stern but compassionate. "Do you now understand, King Midas, that true wealth lies not in possessions but in the love and life that surround you?" Midas nodded fervently. "Yes, I see it now. Please, undo what I have done." The figure instructed him to travel to a nearby river and wash his hands in its waters. "The river will cleanse you of your gift. Use its water to restore what has been lost." Midas wasted no time. He rode to the river and plunged his trembling hands into the cool water. As golden ripples spread across the surface, he felt the curse lift from him. He filled a jug with the water and rushed back to the palace. Pouring the water over his daughter's golden statue, he watched with bated breath as the rigid metal softened, and her skin returned to its rosy hue. She blinked, confused, and then threw her arms around him. "Father, why are you crying?" Midas held her tightly, vowing never to let greed blind him again. He poured the water over the golden plants and objects in the garden, restoring their natural beauty. The palace began to feel alive again, no longer a cold monument to his avarice. The lesson: from that day forward, King Midas ruled with wisdom and humility. He focused on the well-being of his people and the simple joys of life. Though his treasures still filled the palace, they no longer held his heart. He had learned that the true riches of life are found in love, relationships, and gratitude for what we already have. Moral: greed blinds us to the beauty of life's simple joys. True happiness comes not from what we possess but from the love and connections we cherish.